Like, this guy is crazy reactive outside. Like, it's nuts. He acts like a feral animal out there. So if we can't get this level of focus and quality performance inside, we don't stand a chance when we have competing motivators. Whenever I'm evaluating a dog prior to training, one of the things that I'm always looking at is the dog's willingness and ability to both interact and engage with me and to stay focused on me for longer periods of time. I don't want to just see a dog that takes one piece of food and then checks out to go sniff. I want them to take a reward from me and then continue to pay attention and focus, waiting for more. Until you have this level of engagement, it is much harder to effectively teach a dog how to do the basic obedience commands and things like that. If you want to teach the dog, you have to get them to pay attention first. So when I'm preaching about engagement and things like that, that is why. That's what I'm talking about. We want the dog engaged because that means that they are paying attention. We have their undivided attention. It's just like teaching a class full of kids. If you can't get them to pay attention to you, it doesn't matter how much you lecture at them. They're not going to retain any of that. If you need to shove a treat in the dog's face to get them to look at you, they're not engaged. Okay, let's put your hands behind your back. So we're not showing any food. He's not dumb. He knows she has food, but look at where his focus is. He's looking at her. He's not circling her to look at the food in her hand. He knows now the food comes through her. That's what we don't want. So just hold still. We'll let him figure it out. If he wants to try it, he can try it, but he'll figure out that there's some offensive behaviors. It's what you want to see. Like, the doorway to get the food is to pay attention to us. Yes. Once you have that amount of attention, then you can start teaching commands. So Eddie here is a little bit ahead of this group of dogs. We boarded him for a week or so a while back before his actual start date. Just something that came up with the owner's schedules. We decided to help him out. And while we had him, we went ahead and kind of kick-started the training process with him to get him a little bit ahead of the game. So he has already been introduced to a prong collar. The rest of this group of dogs hasn't quite got there yet. But when we're teaching initially, once we have the engagement, we're not using any leash communication initially. We are really just using that focus we built, that food drive that we've built, the ability to follow the food that we've built. We use that to teach them how to sit, how to lay down, how to get into a heel, how to go to place, all the basic commands that we're going to want them to do later when it's outside, there's distractions, and it's really hard. Like, this guy is crazy reactive outside. Like, it's nuts. He acts like a feral animal out there. So if we can't get this level of focus and quality performance inside, we don't stand a chance when we have competing motivators. So this entire first phase of training is just dedicated to teaching the dogs how to perform really precisely, reliably, in a controlled environment, and then we will gradually introduce distractions in the coming weeks. But right now, we want his proficiency with all the individual commands to be really, really good. If he has a high level of proficiency with all the commands, then getting him to ignore a distraction and do whatever command we gave him is way easier. We're not going to have to micromanage him as much. We're just going to be able to say, nope, don't do that, do this instead. It takes reps. Like I say it all the time, real dog training is kind of boring and repetitive. We're going to do this over and over and over again until he can do it in his sleep. We shouldn't have to do a ton of helping and manipulation and things to get him to do it. You know, when we say sit or when we say down or we say heel, we want him to, you'll see the light bulb on his head where he goes like, oh, I know what I'm supposed to do, and he just does it. So as long as like Kayla's still having to help him there, we're not going to consider this command finished. We're still chipping away at it. You know that he's got it when he does that first rep. without her having to use a little bit of leash guidance and encouragement and things. So show them a down again real quick.
Down.
So there's still some thinking there, but she didn't have to do anything. So there we can rep that out. Do that a couple more times.
Down. Yes.
You see that little bit of hesitation, that means the gears are still turning. So that command is closer to being finished, but it's not quite there yet. That's better. When we get that 90% of the time, when we give him a down, then we know he's got it. That's what we want to see. So follow us, guys. Follow along, subscribe. We're going to show you, these dogs' progress throughout the rest of the month. It's kind of cool to watch them grow. Good boy.